Something is terribly wrong.
After all these years,
Shots definitely were fired at the presidential motorcade as it passed.
after all the headlines, history books, and movies,
There is a tentative description of the shooting suspect.
as it turns out, there's music.
In agony, my body
These musicians, some of Canada's finest, have come together for a special project, a remarkable new album about that dark time in America. It's called The Kennedy Suite.
with me.
Among the all-star cast, Mike Timmons of the Cowboy Junkies,
Well, the whole album is based on small narratives of each of individuals who are somehow associated with or involved with the assassination or touched by it on the weekend of the assassination weekend.
Snakes are curling.
It brings this worldwide event down to each into the personal, and I really love the way it did that. It really brings it home, and it really makes it human.
human, personal, intimate songs meant as a fresh take on that weekend in Dallas. This one's about Kennedy's enemies. There's another about star-struck fans at the airport, a song of Jackie's trip home with the coffin. Andy Mays of the Skydiggers sings one on the afterlife thoughts of Lee Oswald.
But it's all coming back at 1,800 feet per second to you.
The first chorus is Marina, Marina. It's cold and it's lonely when you're pointing a gun at the president. It's that person who feels like they're not appreciated, who are going to do something big in order to, you're all going to appreciate me whether you like it or not. And it's that kind of, it's sad. There's all this. Every line has something that you can dig deeper into. And I just love that.
Got a bullet for you.
It really caught me. It's a real journey through 20th century American history.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if by now you're thinking, surely these songs are the work of big-time professionals, well, as any good conspiracy theorist would tell you,
Can you signal how it
think
starts
again.
now?
This is a picture of President Kennedy and his wife Jacqueline when they arrived in Dallas, Texas.
While those musicians are rehearsing downtown, teacher Scott Garby is at his school north of Toronto, introducing the idea of JFK to a new generation.
Is there anything else you guys know about President Kennedy besides the idea that he was well-liked and popular? Yeah.
Wasn't he assassinated?
He was assassinated, that's right.
New generation, indeed.
So this is them riding in the car here. President
But
Kennedy
Garby
is here,
does
and
much
Mr.
more than
Kennedy is here.
teach about Kennedy.
And it killed him like that. And they rushed to the hospital.
Gripped by Kennedy's story as a kid, it all hit home for Garby when he went to visit Dallas as an adult.
I tell people it was like Oswald followed me home. I started to look at old photographs again. I got out all my old books that I'd had when I was younger.
And Garby wrote a song, and then another, and another.
Once I wrote that small group of songs, suddenly I realized, well, this is something bigger. And I filled in the blanks, and it became the Kennedy Suite.
Yup, they're his.
To Arlington.
And they compel you to do more than just listen. Consider the message in The Truth About Us.
One of the lines is, you can grow up to be the president, or you can grow up to be the president's killer. You know, there's those two sides of things, and they're both true. That's the American dream, but that's the dark side of the American dream.
Heavy stuff, but it's got his students thinking.
That someone of such great importance, he was just running through the town trying to become closer with his people, and then all of a sudden he just got shot and he was gone.
President Kennedy was cut down by assassin's bullets. We repeat, ladies and gentlemen, The President of the United States is dead.
With all that raw material and Garby's imagination, the songs struck a chord with whoever heard them.
Mike, can you give me just a wink for the length of...
Then by fluke, some years back, they caught the ear of Mays, then Timmons, who loved him. Asked Garby if they could record him. He was thrilled, and others joined in on the album. Jason Collette, Sarah Harmer, Hawksley Workman. And it's got everyone involved thinking Kennedy.
Hitman at the back, he's got his eye on you.
And the thing that really struck me was how revolutionary he was, just what he was talking about and where he saw America and America's power and how it worked in the world.
Give me your elbow, a flash photo for the folks at home.
And just the way he addressed the younger generations, just that you can really understand how inspiring he must have been and what it must have been like to be 17, 18, 19, 20 years old back then.
And the idea that, we think we don't really believe anything politicians say anymore. The kids don't have that yet. And so I think if you can expose them to ideas that will excite them and give them the tangible sense of hope that I think Kennedy gave to young people in his time, that the world will change for the better. I'm really counting on it.
And lower me, frozen.
Inspiration in song, with an unlikely collaboration 50 years on.
Of my country.
Paul Hunter, CBC News, Toronto.
All right, so let's talk